Deep in the deserts of Jordan lies a city that defies belief. This is Petra, the legendary Rose City. But its most astonishing secret is that it wasn't built. It was carved. Every towering facade, every grand column, and every intricate detail was meticulously chiseled directly into the sheer, rose-red sandstone cliffs by the ancient Nabataean people. It is a work of art on a colossal scale. For centuries, this masterpiece was lost to the Western world. After the Crusades, its location became a closely guarded secret, known only to the local Bedouin tribes who protected it. For over 600 years, it was nothing more than a rumor, a ghost city whispered about by travelers. That all changed in 1812. A daring Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt heard the legends and devised a plan. Disguising himself as an Arab scholar, he convinced a local guide to lead him to the rumored ruins. After a perilous journey through a narrow canyon, the walls finally opened, and Burckhardt became the first European in centuries to lay eyes on the breathtaking treasury of Petra. Many people now recognize that iconic facade from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where it served as the fictional resting place of the Holy Grail. But the truth of Petra is far more spectacular than any movie. It is a real city, a testament to human ingenuity, and a wonder that was hidden from the world, just waiting to be rediscovered. To enter the lost city of Petra is to take a journey through time itself. There are no roads for cars. The only way in is on foot, through a narrow crack in the earth called the Sick. For over a kilometer, you walk through this winding natural gorge, with colossal sandstone cliffs looming hundreds of feet above you, shielding you from the desert sun. The path builds anticipation, until finally the darkness gives way to light, revealing one of the most breathtaking sights on Earth. But what you see here, this incredible city of carved monuments, is just a fraction of the truth. Archaeologists estimate that a staggering 85% of Petra remains undiscovered, buried beneath the sand. An entire civilization of homes, gardens, and public buildings is still sleeping underground. A hidden world far larger than what any tourist gets to see. And Petra's most famous monument holds perhaps its greatest secret. This is Al-Khazneh, the Treasury. But it was never a treasury at all. It is, in fact, a magnificent tomb, the final resting place of the Nabataean king Aretas IV. Its name comes from a local Bedouin legend that an Egyptian pharaoh hid his treasure in the giant stone urn at the very top. For centuries, hopeful men shot at the urn, trying to release the gold inside. The bullet holes are still visible today, a permanent reminder of a legend and the even greater truth it concealed. At the very top of Petra's most famous monument, the Treasury, lies a clue to a forgotten legend. The giant stone urn that crowns the facade is riddled with bullet holes. For centuries, local Bedouins believed an Egyptian pharaoh had hidden his treasure within it. Generation after generation, they would fire their rifles at the urn, hoping to shatter the stone and release a river of gold. But the treasure was a myth and the urn was always empty. The real treasure of Petra was the city itself. It's easy to see it today as a silent, empty ruin. But at its peak in the 1st century AD, this was a bustling capital city, home to more than 30,000 people. The streets were filled with the sounds of merchants, children, and travelers from across the ancient world. It was the heart of the Nabataean Empire, a thriving metropolis in a place that seems impossible to live. So how did they do it? How did a city of 30,000 survive in the barren desert? The Nabataeans were masters of water. They engineered a brilliant system to capture and control every precious drop. They built dams to tame powerful flash floods, carved intricate channels into the sides of the cliffs, and created a network of hidden ceramic pipes that fed the entire city. They turned the unforgiving desert into a flourishing oasis, proving their true genius was not just in carving stone, but in conquering the very elements themselves. In the heart of one of the world's driest deserts, the Nabataeans achieved the impossible. Their capital, Petra, was not a barren rock city. It was an oasis boasting lush public gardens and magnificent fountains with running water. This was all made possible by their mastery of engineering, but it was funded by something far more valuable: spice. Petra's founders, once nomadic Arab tribes, controlled the vital trade route that funneled precious frankincense and spices from Arabia to the Roman Empire. This made them astonishingly wealthy, allowing them to build a settled kingdom that rivaled the greatest powers of the ancient world. At its peak, their prosperity was on full display in a colossal theatre carved into the cliffs, capable of seating thousands. But their dominance could not last. In the year 106 AD, the unstoppable Roman Empire under Emperor Trajan finally annexed their kingdom. Slowly, the lucrative trade routes shifted, and Petra's lifeblood began to dry up. The city that had risen from the desert began to fade. The final devastating blow, however, came not from man but from the earth itself. A series of catastrophic earthquakes, especially a massive tremor in 363 AD, shattered the city. The quakes destroyed buildings and, most critically, wrecked the complex water systems that had sustained life for centuries. The great city of Petra, once a bustling hub of global trade, was broken and began its long, slow return to the silence of the desert. When the Roman Empire faded and earthquakes shattered its lifelines, the story of Petra did not end. It simply entered a new chapter. The city became home to Christians who repurposed Nabataean tombs into churches, leaving behind stunning mosaics that still exist today. Centuries later, Crusader knights built forts on its high ground, briefly holding this strategic outpost before being driven out by the armies of Saladin. But beyond its famous facade, Petra holds a grander secret. It is a city of the dead, with over 800 monumental tombs carved into its cliffs, a testament to the wealth of its ancient elite. Yet to see Petra's most magnificent structure, you must leave the main city behind and begin to climb. Over 800 steps carved into the mountain itself lead you up towards the sky. The journey is a challenge, but the reward is breathtaking. This is Adir, the monastery. Though less famous than the Treasury, it is vastly larger, nearly 50 meters wide and 50 meters tall, a colossal masterpiece of engineering and art hidden away in the mountains. Its scale is almost impossible to comprehend. From a lost city known only to the Bedouins, Petra has been reborn. In 2007, hundreds of millions of people around the globe voted, and its status was sealed forever. It was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world, a final triumphant recognition that this place, built by forgotten kings and reclaimed from the desert, is one of the greatest achievements in human history.